Vladimir.
Yeah, comfortably heals up alongside the Vlad, especially now that that's been boosted. And Dread has the Elise once more, so he can have the similar early game that he showed us.
Alice, come
yeah,
down.
Man, yeah, man.
Aatrox lost his revive, he's nerfed.
Right,
okay,
yeah.
It doesn't matter that he hit position, that it has a very, very powerful 2-item spike across all the champions. Then it begins to essentially play out the same way, even as they continue to pick up items. And so it's not really that scary. There's not too many new surprising breakpoints. But on the flip side, there's a lot more scaling involved.
Yeah, and also a lot more pick potential and disruption with the explosive cask and things like that. Let's get into game 2. Afreeca fans very loud here on a beautiful evening in Lol Park and Runeterra alike. UCal walking over a ward. See if Freecs are considering getting some deep vision down. And Nuclear finds himself his first Q and gets a ward for it. That's called high rolling.
That is.
He's going to have another one.
Okay.
Cheeky devil.
Well, let's see what is going to happen here in the early game, because Infernal Dragon is going to be the first one.
Ooh.
Yeah, and with the bottom lane that Afreeca has, it shouldn't be that difficult for them with Taliyah and Elise to actually manage to capture that relatively early on. And interestingly, we have one of the few types of team compositions where all 5 champions really do utilize the Infernal.
Oh, yeah. So this should be a battle between both of these. See whether it is going to be top laners making their way down. Speaking of top laners, we've got Kleptomancy being picked up by Noggery once again.
Yeah.
Got a hell of a lot of respect that this man has for the opposition, as Beryl's going to take a hell of a lot of damage. Wanting to get that empowered shot, but not able to do it just yet. Is aiming on his Arcade Kai'Sa. Shout out to LS giving away skins.
Oh, you know what? You just reminded me. I think that maybe they're expiring sometime. I got to give them away.
Yeah, got to give away them.
Oh, I'm going to give away a lot on
Chromas.
Twitter after.
Can I have one?
No, can't give them. Can't just give them to friends, okay? Which is why I'm going to give you one. We're not friends.
Okay, so if you gave me one, then you'd be proving that we're not friends.
Exactly.
Oh, dang it. It's a lose-lose. Okay, Noggery with control of the wave. The old melee versus ranged conundrum. But I should get better and better for Keen as this game goes on. Deep vision coming down. You can see Amy getting one well and truly on the Krogs. Gets a vision there as Keen diving forward, actually, getting a lot of damage with all 3 of the procs of the Q.
No, Golden Prestige Aatrox is allowed in competitive, right?
I mean, isn't that what Keen's using?
No, he's just using...
Oh, the regular one.
Yeah.
No, you can use Golden Prestige. I believe Sword used to use it when he was playing for Griffin.
Man, Riot should almost incentivize that, you know?
Oh, and okay, we've spoken about this matchup, the matchup between Lee Sin and Elise for many years. And if one of them face checks the other one, the face checker dies. That's generally how that one works.
Oh.
As Canyon chooses to take the other route.
Actually takes the really safe route, and he's gonna avoid the Elise. So you can see that Dread, he only has 3 camps consumed right now. He is gonna get the Scuttle Crab. That'll be his 4th camp. And if he can get to the other one, then it won't be that bad of an opening, even though he was going for some gambles early on.
Well, UCal, been talking about this a lot. I was talking about it with the Korean casters backstage as well. Just now that Taliyah has been re-enabled, I think it's just a direct buff to the Afreeca Freecs, because UCal is our best Taliyah player. With the Taliyah one trick, that was certainly how he played. His Beryl's going to get the Devour off, but not after. Nuclear takes way too much damage there.
Yeah.
Thought that was looking like a good trade for the Ezreal. As it turns out, not so much if Sennin's going to be there.
Okay, well, Nuclear has Teleport, and Sir Thomas does have Exhaust, but with the cannon having died, I feel like Afreeca, they have 2 options. You either let this wave come in and force Nuclear and Beryl to overextend, before you try to make a gank happen. And that was really good, what Senin can try to do there. If he body slams in and he doesn't auto, but DAMWON Gaming does, the minions will stop aggroing each other and start attacking Ezreal.
Yep.
So the wave pushes into them that much faster, but Elise recalled, so.
Yeah, going to be going towards the top side of the map, where Noguri does have pretty decent lead building. Elise wanting to help him out as Sanguine Pool comes in, but Keen doesn't find the third hit of the Q. Crimson Rush will get Noguri's health bar back to a more comfortable state. Back ping onto the Elise. Not sure whether that's because vision is available on DAMWON's side, or whether it was Keen telling Dread that, nah, don't really need a gank right now. There is vision, so that was a DAMWON ping. So.
Yep.
Keen with the wave, pushing forward. Noguri will have that one in a pretty nice position.
Ooh.
The seismic shove barely missing onto Showmaker. That trade back of damage would have been very important there for Yukal. He threads the volley on through, unraveled Earth, then to follow. It's a cool sounding ability.
Yeah,
name.
it is. It definitely is. As Yukal, he's going to get this crash on the next wave.
Yep. Ooh, Chain going to be sidestepped as Senin moves on in, but Showmaker moves back immediately from that distortion and is otherwise not going to be punished.
Yukal will miss out on some experience, though.
Well, he's looking for a back timing as Dread up into the air, but has to come back down again. No flash expended just yet. Great body slam onto Showmaker as the seismic shove onto Beryl. Could be a big problem here for DAMWON. Yukal still looking for more. Wants the next shove, but doesn't have the cooldown back available.
And now at the end of all of this, though, Showmaker, he's going to get first action back inside of the lane. He is down in CS, but I believe that he's up in experience. As Afreeca now, knowing that Beryl was chunked as heavy as they did, they start the Infernal Dragon, but Spellbook's available, although they don't seem to be sniffing it out.
Yeah, they don't actually know. It is resetting in a really weird way. Spiderling's confusing the hell out of this dragon, but it is going to be secured. Dread gets the smite off, and that ward comes in. Very depressing timing for DAMWON fans.
Yeah, it's such a powerful first Infernal Dragon coming in at 7 minutes. Every single laner now just essentially got a first blood almost in a way in terms of battle stats. Normally you get a first blood, you get a longsword or something, or another Doran's ring.
Yep.
So,
at
definitely,
point, actually, it's going to be doing double duty as well here for, champions like the Kai'Sa. You've already mentioned that Infernal Drake is very, very strong as Dread just walks on in, isn't going to be able to secure the red, but does find Canyon, and Blast Cone gets Canyon to safety. Half his health bar expended, but he got what he came for. There's the flash body slam, but Beryl, he has the Devourer available. Now Senin's trying to do battle. Killer Instinct comes down, misses the Void Seeker, but it doesn't matter. Beryl can't do anything as this time Kenshin First Blood goes to Kai'Sa of all champions.
And that's really good for Afreeca Nuclear. He doesn't have teleport available, so he's going to miss out on quite a lot of minions down there in the bottom lane. Kai'Sa going to just recall right now with Gragas. Picks herself up a longsword. And just take a look at this. Senin sensing lethal, knowing that, okay, this is going to be the last wave that they're trying to crash before backing up.
Yeah.
Smells blood in the water. He just pounces on it immediately.
I really like that forward thinking as well, because often you've got a Tahm Kench there, you're like, I don't want to go for an engage because Devour is available.
Yeah.
But instead, Senin's like, well, if he devours, then I follow and murder him. And that's just how it's going to go, and that's exactly what they did. Really nicely done. From the Afreeca Freecs bottom lane, we saw Deft and Tucson piloting this particular combo against Griffin earlier on when Griffin were looking undefeatable and able to get that 2v2 kill that I think Papa was talking about last week.
Yeah.
Very impressive. A lot of explosive damage potential. That particular champion is Keen. Well-Ended does come down. Very early pull as Dread comes in. Good knock up from Keen as well. Almost the 1v1 as Dread was almost unnecessary. Just a cheeky Q to guarantee a bit of extra gold from the assist.
And now Afreeca, with all of these little small advantages building up, Senin naming, they just have to fade this gank right now. Talia actually cancels her recall. I'm not actually sure what Yukel's doing. right now, but aiming and sending under no danger. Nuguri doesn't have teleport. This is a bad news bear.
Yeah.
Up in top lane.
Real bad scenario.
Keen has the purple summoner spell. Teleport.
This is like you get a special trip to IKEA, you know, and you're allowed to just like take things.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Like there's no one there. There's no stewardess to stop him from just stealing all of the stuff in the shop, man. All them plates are going to be taken. Only one goes over to Keen. He's not a greedy man. He's going to go back, get himself an opportune back timing. 20% CDR from his items alone, meaning that this Aatrox is going to be spamming them spells, aiming. Every time one of these Void Seekers lands, it feels like he's got item advantages now in order to play super aggressively afterwards. Killer Instinct is always there to threaten.
Well, right now the mid lane is still just a battle of ping pong. And UCal and Showmaker not really able to influence that much on the map, but they really don't.
Well, there's the barrel. The Ignite's down as well. Barrel not going to eat enough of that gray health, and aiming picks up his second kill of the game. The Ezreal this time is just going to look on in horror, and is now probably going to join his support in the Death Chamber. Volatile Spiderling comes in, the Flash down as well as the Arcane Shift, and Nuclear has to use everything to get out of that one. He's not going to be able to save the plates from falling, though, as yet another branch of the DAMWON IKEA is being raided for all of their crockery.
Yeah, and that was a little bit surprising. Afreeca, they played the kill onto Barrel really well, but not the one onto Nuclear.
I've seen this one before.
Okay.
This time the Cocoon lands, and that's not a replay, guys. That is just a dead Ezreal and a 3-kill Kai'Sa.
That's going to be a 5-plate Kai'Sa in addition to the 3 kills.
Aiming pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, he's all right.
Yeah.
And that is not the best ultimate from Nuguri.
Well, he wants to plop Shelly down up here on the top side. Keen has teleport available. Not likely that this tower is actually fully taken.
Teleport coming in, but look at LeBlanc and Tom.
Yep, they are going to be making their way up.
Oh, man.
Keen just desperate to try and take down this one, and Keen wishes.
Oh, the healing.
Yeah, okay. Infernal Chains has to be flashed out of the way of. Wants to be able to get it. The stopwatch that he just picked up is going to be utilized. The chains land, though. And UCal 1v4. He wants to find Canyon. Can he actually thread the volleys is the question. The Devour from Barrel. They're so low under this turret as Nuguri flashes in. The Sanguine Pool keeps him alive. Dread should be falling as well, and Showmaker secures it with the proc of the chains, and True Shot Barrage helping out. A big swing in favor of DAMWON. Another teleport from the Afreeca. Freecs is aiming. Tries to join the fight, but the Void Seeker isn't going to find anything. And he's just going to have to settle for these minions.
And so we can take a look at probably all of that after this replay as we see the kill onto Barrel. He ends up going down really quickly. I'm curious if this replay is going to follow it up. And it doesn't actually go to where they make the mistake. So anyways, at this point, Elise ends up flashing the wall. Chilling smites him. Plays around, uses no CC as CC. Eventually, they end up bringing him down. Kai'Sa had ultimate anyway. And then right here, inside of this replay, Kai'Sa has teleport available during all of this. Doesn't end up channeling it. And then it would be Kame, an all-man save Keen. Had Keen just drawn this much aggro and Talia stayed in mid, Talia pushed in the minion waves and got turret plates, and then Dread just comes up and picks up the pieces, it would have all been fine. But instead, they were failing extremely charitable today.
Yeah. And, okay. Canyon's dead. We playing Cluedo?
What is Cluedo? Tell me.
Cluedo is a game. Showmaker is dead. He's going to get... Oh, okay. That's some tricky business
you lied
there.
to me.
Not entirely sure where he went, but I thought that was actually the real one. It was the deceived version of the LeBlanc. Void Seeker's going to find him. No Killer Instinct available, but the flash is there from aiming. He should have a Q. He should have some autos. Ooh. And now he might even have a blue buff.
I picked up 400 gold as well on that kill. As now, Clown Dragon is going to be picked up. I think that Kai'Sa's a little bit big. I'm not entirely sure. 3,000 gold lead. Yeah, it's something, you know.
Impressed?
Well, it's about 2,900 plus 100, so I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
wow,
how that works.
That's some quick math.
Be here all night.
Damn.
Which might only be this game.
I mean, I was going to
so,
say, might just be one more.
Yeah.
Feeling like a faster night than we otherwise would have expected. I thought that SKT Kingzone was going to go a little bit longer than it did, but nope, we seem to be speedrunning the LCK for day 1 of week 8. 4CS is going to be the lead for Nuguri. That immediately gets completely evened out by Keen, who's made it towards the bottom side before Nuguri gets back. He doesn't quite have any completed items yet. He's got bits of everything. Wanting to complete a full Black Cleaver or something, actually goes back and gets himself a Vamp Scepter, so it looks like it is going to be the Death's Dance that comes in before the Black Cleaver.
Yep. 2 items already completed on Kai'Sa. Ezreal still has yet to complete 1. So, this will definitely be interesting as Afreeca now, they look to raise the top tier 1 turret.
He technically, I guess, has like 1.5, but doesn't have the transformation.
No rounding up here today.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll try it without the rounding up. My cup is so half full.
No, it's not.
It is.
You don't even have a cup.
That's my point. I don't even have to have a cup for it to be half full.
You have a bottle.
Yeah.
I see it right now. It has water in it.
And look, see?
That's like a quarter full.
No, half
full. No. That's definitely a quarter full.
No. It's
all right.
Half full.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
All right.
Keen underneath his turret, not going to let that one fall down. Oh my goodness, that was a weird visual bug, but Nuclear did get stunned against the wall with a prediction from Senin, who holds onto his flash. Didn't even have to use that to make the fancy play. Nicely done. Gets the flash out of Nuclear pretty comfortably.
And this is a really interesting build on Vladimir. This is something I've been talking about for I don't know how many months now, but Liandry's Torment is so undervalued on every single champion that can use AP because of the Madness passive. Not just the percent HP burn, the 10% increased damage.
Yeah.
In addition to the stats, absolutely bonkers. I'm just waiting for the next Ezreal evolution build that includes it with Luden's Echo.
Yeah, the dream.
That'll be the dream. Yep. Iceborne, Miramana, Luden's, Liandry's. There you go.
Amazing.
But you
Take
have to
that into solo queue, guys. Take it into solo queue. Sounds like the perfect build.
Sounds like a dream for Ezreal players. But really happy to see more AP champions building this item because it is just so valuable.
And Nuguri also he can use his Sanguine Pool to get the slow happening also, so it does activate the extra Liandry's value. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't build it without having a Rylai's Crystal Scepter or something like that along the side. Aiming in the mid lane, just clearing out minion waves, wanting to try and get something done here. Dread and Keen both looking for the dive. Yukal pressuring forward. Beryl gets shoved back. The flash is used, but I don't think it's going to be enough. World Ender comes down. There's the repel. As the Elise gets into the sky, has to flash to get out of the way. Nuguri, who explodes! Aiming just does so much damn damage. As Canyon finds Nuclear underneath the turret with a safeguard to get himself out. Showmaker, can you even flank this is the question. As Talia sets up the wall. Canyon, if he stays, he'd be made to pay for it. Doesn't want to do that. Killer Instinct comes down and aiming. He's smurfing. He's smurfing against DAMWON Gaming right now. The Afreeca Freecs looking to get this 2-0.
And I don't think this was what anyone expected to be the potential result of today's match.
Jonah Strong, the only person I spoke to that expected this. He's one of our observers. He just looked at me straight-faced when I asked him what who he thought was going to win.
Doesn't he always vote for who's supposed to lose?
He doesn't often get it right. It's not generally his way. This was Seismic Shove Landing, guys, and it's pretty good news when it does.
Seismic Shove Landing, True Shot Barrage comes out, but look at Senin's ultimate into the body slam.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
It reminds me of watching Life when he was making a name for himself on the Gragas.
On the Gragas.
Really nice play out of this young player from Afreeca.
A Gragas enthusiast in the naming right here, just taking.
Yeah. That's
the ult
called
that was given
Nuclear
to him.
being told that he's not allowed to play League of Legends. This game,
Nuclear got nuked.
He did.
You see?
He's 4,000 gold behind.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's 1,000 more than 3,000. Just wanted to let you know that.
Well, I mean, Ezreal has a really cheap build, guys. So he might be able to get to that 2-item spike before the game's over.
Well, unfortunately for them, though, the itemization that's coming in for Afreeca, you can see the Hex Drinker now picked up also by Kai'Sa. So Vladimir and LeBlanc are just going to have such a hard time dealing with this absolutely giga-fed Kai'Sa.
Oh, yeah. And I love this as well. When you get a whole lot of extra money, transferring that into utility and defense as a carry is so much better than just getting more and more damage. Because, I mean, we saw, aiming already does almost too much damage. So now, if he's really difficult to kill as well, it makes things a gigantic problem for DAMWON Gaming.
And the base levels are also valuable. It's a very unsung edge that you can have over opponents.
Yeah.
Where you're not just getting the extra skill point that does more damage, you're also getting the base HP, the base scaling on all the resistances. Everything is coming in together. As Mountain Drake, that's the next one that's going to spawn, but realistically, as soon as Elise and Aatrox complete their next item, Afreeca can stop playing ping pong, and they can likely just do a Baron bait to end the game.
Well, there's a lot of pings from DAMWON around this Baron area. I have a feeling that they've clued in on exactly what you were talking about. Beryl, gonna have to face check this one. Aiming finds him with the Void Seeker. And Freecs just making sure that there is no vision for DAMWON and that they will eventually have to face check. The Aatrox going to be taking Bertha. Watches his turret fall down, but it was very, very low regardless. And now, Talia going to shove this wave further forward, keep their eyes on Showmaker. And right when that Baron was being considered, the blue trinket does come down. Beryl, he just can't face check, you know, he's not a tanky man on this Tahm Kench. Taking a bit of poke, but you're going to need to poke way more than that if you want to really do anything. That might help. True-shot barrage. Dread almost explodes with one round. The Ignite is ticking. He is going to fall. Goes into the sky, but that's a direct way to... Oh my goodness!
What?
That was a weird pick-off as Yukal not going to be able to flash out of that one. Aiming is going to kill the Ezreal one more time. But Afreeca lose 2 out of nowhere, and Sennen should be following here as well. What is it about Afreeca in mid-games where their brains seem to fall out of their head?
Well, their champions die.
That is certainly a big problem.
Yeah. So when you get kicked that hard by Lee Sin, your brains may splatter.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Great capitalization from DAMWON, though. Afreeca probably shouldn't have just been meandering around. They should have had a little bit more direction in what they were doing. You can nitpick all you want. DAMWON with a team that managed to pull the trigger and make things happen.
Yeah, and we're going to see how it all did come together. As the gold score now, it's only 3,000. Looks like Aiming and Dread were actually thinking about maybe some sort of a very cheesy Baron attempt. Look at this Lee Sin being so annoying. You know this Kai'Sa, she's so angry taking time out of her day.
Exactly, she wants to be killing creeps. That's all she wants to be doing. Currently has a 40 CS advantage, and that ain't bad.
Did you ever play Farmville?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I was pretty confident that I would enjoy that one.
All right.
Afreeca still with control of this area, regardless of that little hiccup.
Well, it does look like Banshee's Veil will be the item of choice for Dread soon, as also Black Cleaver not too far away for Aatrox.
True-shot barrage. Not going to find Aiming, who supercharges out of the way.
Some quick movement, yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Minute and 20 seconds now until the Mountain Dragon. Maybe Afreeca just wants to play it super safe until that. That'll likely allow Talia and Elise to both get their second core item.
Dread looking to clear out vision. Repel very early as Canyon tries to position for kick, but not going to be able to get there. Showmaker flashing, trying to get Dread. He's so squishy on this Elise as Yukal sets up the wall. The flash forward from Sennen throws the barrel down, looking for the Tahm Kench as Canyon has to flash to get out of the way. The teleport completes here from Keen and will now move towards the Baron pit. A lot of flashes just blown on the side of DAMWON. This could be an opportunity for the Afreeca Freecs, but they don't want to do it. Looks for the seismic shove as Nogari won't have a bar of it. He's going to move forward towards the Talia. The unexpected play in a game like this.
Yeah, and you can see they keep checking on the Baron. They just want to ensure that Afreeca is not currently on it. Now this game is getting closer and closer, where the LeBlanc is becoming threatening, but when those resistance items come in for Afreeca, Zanya's Hourglass seems like That's going to be the item of choice for Taliyah. Oh, we're taking a look at Blast of the Past.
Yep, that's
that
one
seemed,
combo.
Yeah, that was, he pressed some buttons, and Elise died. And look at this kick. What?
Yeah, that was when the kick was already moving. That's how kick flash works.
Yeah.
Because the kick animation start, you can't stop it.
Okay. Now, coming back into live, though, Mountain Dragon is picked up. Another Infernal is spawning.
How fast do you think this Baron goes down if Afreeca do start it? Pretty quick, right?
I would probably say somewhere between 8 and 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Depending on how exactly it started.
It's a real tough one. They're going to all go towards the bottom side of the map, though. So Freecs not interested in taking a Baron at all. And I'm just going to give away the vision of the area. Aiming, good dodging here. As he supercharges forward. This is something that Aiming does like to do. As Senin goes down to about half health. Remember, Afreeca need to be really careful. Their health bars are not large. They have a lot of damage potential,
yes,
but not a lot of ability to take the damage. Nope, someone are denied getting any damage onto this outer turret in the mid lane. They still need to play respectfully. But they've been able to take everything that they're able to without biting off more than they can chew. They've been playing this mid game as well as you can in a situation like this. And Afreeca, they really need to start getting things done.
And you have to really wonder how far away is Afreeca from these item completions. It feels like they've been sitting on them for eons.
Yeah.
At this point, it looks like, okay, well, I just got my answer on Dread.
Yep, 6 convergence coming in for Senin.
He's going to recall Banshee's Veil, now picked up alongside another control ward. And so this will probably be the recall on Taliyah, maybe after Golems. Never mind, I don't know what UCal's waiting for the Zhonya's Hourglass. Perhaps just wants to utilize the stopwatch and then buy Zhonya's immediately thereafter.
Yep, refresh the cooldown.
Yeah, refresh the cooldown for free. And so this is likely just going to be the Baron bait. Now remember, if they start it with like 3 members, the Kai'Sa, it's probably around 12 seconds for a Baron shred, as long as Elise is present.
And Asmor Malmortius was just completed as well, aiming with 4 items on this Kai'Sa. He's ungodly fed, level 15, as he supercharges to get in the way of a Baron auto attack or 2 and a True Shot Barrage. Suboptimal. This Dread needs to be really careful. Does have that Banshee's Veil, so can survive a little bit.
That's a 2-man.
As the Weaver's Wall comes in, the Baron has been started. It is, it's exploding. Goodbye, Baron. That is going to be taken. The Elise does secure it. Showmaker unable to get there.
Showmaker's dead.
Found him. The Ignite is going to tick down from Senin as well. Calculated damage is now Afreeca. They have the man advantage, and Nuggery is going to have to pull something magnificent out of his hat if he wants to get this one done. Nuclear is going to be able to get one of the kills. Emo Blade goes off, but Keen's found his way into the middle of the fight. Dread still weaving damage in as the Lee Sin has been taken, as Aiming's now found Nuclear. It feels like his job this game to murder the Ezreal. Can't find him that time, but he'll take a Vladimir. And DAMWON are down to only 1 member alive, and everything going wrong this series.
Yeah, and that's probably... Ezreal's going to make it away.
One more Q is going to be there, the Blast Cone, as Keen looking for these dodges. True Shot Barrage.
This is one angry Santa Claus, I'll tell you that much.
He didn't have vision on that, as he was able to dodge exactly when he needed to, as this was all just buying time for that inhibitor to go down in the mid lane.
Well, Nuclear...
I thought Keen was just going to
I thought he was going to Umbral with Q, but it wouldn't really matter. He can't get Nuclear at that point anyway. He missed his golden opportunity. As Weaver's Wall came out, they end up getting the Baron, and then look at Senin. He's just been a monster this game with his casks.
This series, honestly, I mean, his Rakan in game number 1 was fantastic as well. So shout out to Senin, really coming into his own in this series. It's been a silent achiever for the Afreeca.
Yeah, he really has. And this was a really nice attempt by Nuggery to turn everything around. Dread going in there. And, I mean, that's pretty much just how it works.
Yeah, and if you can wield a fed Kai'Sa to this degree, it's pretty difficult to lose a game. Freecs just looking like they're in their ultimate comfort zone with the picks that they have and with the state of the game. If they can move forward, the Afreeca Freecs look good. It's been a bit of a meme, honestly. Afreeca Freecs can win against any team and lose against any team. And this is the example of the ceiling that this team has. They are very, very skilled players. Sometimes they get a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
This game is an example of what happens when you play hyper-aggressively and it pays off.
Yeah, and you have a Kai'Sa that
Is mega fed.
is giga-fed.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is what Ezreal looks like in other regions, I'm pretty sure. Ezreal doesn't look like this in the LCK often.
Are you trying to make a meme right now, or are you trying to say like NA Ezreal?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying anything like that at all.
EU Ezreal?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah? All right,
No,
we got it out of him.
it's not.
Atlas prefers
not
NA over EU.
What I'm saying is the Ezreals that we have in the LCK are just different.
I get it. Yeah, it's fine. Different in what way?
Let's just have a look at the team fight here.
Oh, yeah,
first,
sure.
'cause, aiming does a lot of damage with the Q.
As Keen is, he's struggling to eventually move that angry vampire off the bottom tier 3 turret. Showmaker getting chunked.
Oh,
really
wow, that
high.
seismic shove. The
Oh,
fadeaway
Senin.
so good. As Senin does find it, the Void Seeker enough to take down the Tahm Kench before he can even think to press the Grey Health button. All 3 inhibitors will be falling here as Noguri desperately trying to find enough tides of blood, but he just can't get enough. He hasn't been able to scale. He hasn't been able to pick up any of the items. And the Afreeca Freecs are just going to eradicate this base of any structures. All of the inhibitors go down. The Nexus turrets, the next things on Afreeca's minds. As a 9,000 gold lead is in. 11-0-2 for the 6-sided Kai'Sa.
They're gonna
Impressed yet?
They're going to back up now. They're just going to get this Infernal Dragon. Let's take a look at Kai'Sa here. 337 and 28 AP.
Hey, we're focusing the right champion.
Yeah, we are.
This is, wow, 60 AD.
Did she just get 60 AD?
Yeah, just got 60 AD.
Must be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like a good time to be the Kai'Sa.
You know what image I'm thinking of in my head right now? Well, it's certainly not this one. Okay, Tahm Kench just got absolutely blown up. It's not one I want to think about.
Well, I was actually thinking of the fact that there was vision on that dragon pit at the time of the dragon being taken, and the look on Nuclear's face when he witnessed 60 extra AD without an extra item pickup.
You like that, 60 AD?
Eesh.
You know the image of the person leaning forward with like the chicken arms? And it's saying something that's like totally ridiculous?
No.
You don't know which one I'm talking about?
No, I like it though.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
All right, I'll show you after.
Yeah, you'll have to show us on the way to the city.
Oh, yes. We're going Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
All right, Sunday.
We're
Don't cancel.
We're going to probably need, I mean, we may need to cancel together because we might just be here. As Nuclear is not going to die just this once. Still taking so much damage. Aiming. Still alive for the moment, but Showmaker does finish that one off. Now, it might be a more even fight as Noguri goes into his Zhonya's. Senin looks for the body slam, doesn't find it. Great knock-up from Keen, though. Secures the kill on the Vladimir.
Oh!
It bounces forward. Murders the LeBlanc, and now under the turret, the Tahm Kench can do nothing. Nexus turret number 2 goes down. Yes, they got a lot of money from killing aiming, but it's still a 2-0 for the Afreeca Freecs.
And what a big win for Afreeca, but not even just for Afreeca, for every other team on the west side of the bracket as DAMWON.
In League of Legends is Buff Akali High Mango. Hey man, we're probably not going to be buffing Akali. We just did that, and she's been banned both of these games because she's still strong. Does she need to be buffed again? I don't think so.
She needs to, well, she's going to get changed a couple more times, Alice. It's only 9-15.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We got 9-16, 17, 18.
And so we're reworking her once a patch? Is that the plan? Is that the cycle?
I do believe so.
Something like that?
Something to that degree.
I know you've got a pretty good relationship with the balance.
Oh, absolutely. Just wait till next patch. Maokai plus 2 AD.
Oh!
Yeah.
He already has the highest base AD in the game!
Slow down there, Atlas.
That is ludicrous!
Alright, well, Canyon. And, Nuggery, they're trying to tame this Darkin right here. Now, honestly, Whoa.
You alright?
My microphone just died.
I can still... Oh, that's because you turned it all the way down.
Oh, man, I got really scared, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
But
okay.
had Afreeca... Now, this was actually really interesting, this entire game with UCal. His lane movement and everything, he was really, really trying to be a team player, even in moments where it wasn't that correct, like the one just prior to this. And it allowed DAMWON to have a fighting chance because of that mess up in top lane where they just chain-fed kills temporarily. But it was all brought back right here in the mid lane as Senin, with the body slam and the cask, I mean, he just set up so many
He self-alley-ooped. He self-alley-ooped his body slam.
Atlas,
That was so
who did you vote
sexy.
for?
I voted for Senin, and I voted on your behalf for Senin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's correct. I thought you would have been a betrayer and just voted for Keen.
Absolutely not.
You probably know Senin's not going to get it.
Oh, he's definitely going to get it.
He's
There's
not gonna
no
get it.
way that Senin doesn't.
He's not going to
He
get
played
it.
out of his mind this game.
He did, and he deserves it, but he's not going to get it. You already know.
All right. Well, that's
Although it does seem to be showing a lot of his highlights.
yeah.
This might
And this is
be...
the low light.
That's the low light, right.
Yeah.
Take a look at this. Watch how he just convinces LeBlanc. This is like a Jedi mind trick.
It's like, you do not want to be here.
Yeah.
And picks up the kill with the last tick of ignite.
Yeah.
The best players use the last tick of ignite.
Exactly. As Nuguri, he went for a last stand right here, was not able to do anything. Keen seemingly mistiming that knockup, but nonetheless, everything was fine. Aiming flashes over the wall. And then we're not going to talk about Keen's failed attempt to kill Nuclear.
You're going to hear some of the voice comms here. Is it okay?
Who said is no flash, or Ezreal no flash?
I really
They're
don't
saying
know
Vladimir,
what
Vladimir, Vladimir. Vladimir flash. It's over, let's end. Nice. It's over, it's over.
And Yucal popping off. I don't want to know what he just said.
Something about death.
Ah. I don't know what he'd be. Why would he be talking about death?
I don't know.
It's real strange. But these damage numbers, not so strange. The Kai'Sa did a lot. Nuguri did a lot. Unfortunately
what,
for
though?
Nuguri, it was not quite enough.
The Gragas did a lot, okay? Give him some credit.
Yeah.
He was catching up there with the Elise.
Damn right he was. And the Elise was pretty active in the early game. So Dread getting around this map, getting stuff done. His Elise is certainly hit or miss because he builds extraordinarily squishily. And then, I mean, Elise just generally does, right? But he often puts himself in some pretty dicey scenarios, regardless of which champion he's playing. Aiming picks up the MVP on the Kai'Sa, but we all know who the real MVP was.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Look at
There
who's
it is.
making the plays.
Yeah, the body
Who's
slam.
making the plays? We're gonna observe the Senin highlight reel as aiming picks up all the kills.
Okay. Dread.
Yeah, nicely done, Dread.
Hold on.
Oh wait, no, he flashes a wall here. See?
Now, see, on your screen you think he's running from Yucal and aiming, but really there was a Gragas just behind him. Now let's say, watch. Alright, this doesn't count.
Gameplay.
This was after Senin just saved the world against the Vladimir, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly what happened. This whole fight transpires.
He did some auto attack canceling. You know, there's some things. You know.
You know what though? This season we really haven't had too many of these kind of MVPs, which is really
That's true.
nice.
And I mean, look, you look at it, he
That's the
was
silver lining.
11-0-2
Yes.
moving into the last team fight. So it was pretty impressive stuff. We are going to throw it over to Ji-sun though because we have an MVP interview, so here's the translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is season with the Universe Translation, and we'll be hearing from Keen, aiming from Afreeca, stepping up to the 4th place. It was a matchup against the first place team DAMWON. Keen hosts this match. It's a big relief that we got the 2-0 win, and today's game was really hard for us. So, you also mentioned that DAMWON game matchup against DAMWON will be the biggest obstacle. So what did you mainly focus on? We tried to play around the bot lane. So I think we have seen the best performance from Afreeca so far. So game number 1, Renekton and Keen. Well, you were going up against Nugur's Camille, which was undefeated so far. So, what did you think of the matchup? Well, blind pick Renekton is a bit risky because he has a lot of counter picks, but at the same time, when I saw Nugur locking in Camille, I was a bit happy. So Dread played Elise in both 2 games. So what kind of strategy did you guys prepare? Well, this is one of his confidence picks, so we just wanted to play around his confidence. And Dread also said that he doesn't really get why you got the MVP in game number 1. Do you agree with him? Well, I actually found it out after the end of the game number 2, but I'm a little bit frustrated because a lot of our players are actually complaining about it. So we have the final teamfight replay over here. So, the DAMWON gaming players are also very fast with the backup. Well, Camille was going in too much, so we just wanted to just focus on Camille first to just like melt her down and then just move on to the another damage dealer. So I think that's how we won the team fight. And however, in the end of the game, Yukal was making a call to make everybody just back because there was no minion wave remaining, but no one actually did. Why was that? I think we were all just concentrating so much, looking on our own skills, the cooldowns. So I think we were a little bit lucky to close out the game at that moment. In game number 2, it was all about the bot lane. There were a lot of actions in the early games. So what do you think about the composition? Kai'Sa is one of my confidence picks, so I was just confidently locking it in. And Gragas is a flex pick for jungle and support, so I was quite confident with all over our composition. So at the first place, we weren't really deciding whether we're going to put it in the jungler or the support. So we have another replay. Team fight in the bot lane, or rather, a 2v2 in bot lane. So, who started it? So, as soon as Azrael uses his arcane shift, we can just like fight back with the body slam and then go in with my ultimate. Whose call was that? I mainly do the calls and Senan just listens to me mainly. And Kai'Sa got 10 kills in 13-minute mark of the game. So when did you feel like you were gonna really win this game for sure? When I got about 5 kills and took down the top turrets, I thought like this game is ours. However, in the very last fight, you just went in too much. Maybe you were being a little bit confident or excited. Well, that's one of my playstyle as well. I just go in too much sometimes, but I think that's one of my charming points, you know? So your next opponent will be SK Telecom. They're on a 8th match win streak. It's gonna be a matchup to decide 3rd and 4th place. So recently SKT, their momentum is like really huge, but we're really good at taking the teams with great momentum, so it's gonna be a winnable one. And aiming? Would you like to add on to that? Just like we did, we're good at fights, and if we get rid of our mistakes, I think we can give our best shot. This will be the end of the interview with Keen, aiming from Afreeca, and I'm going to pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chi-sun, for your wonderful translation once again as aiming and Keen. Brilliant performances here today. However, I think Senan probably deserved to be up there as well. A young prodigy on that Gragas. Brilliant performance to make sure that aiming was able to become that artillery force that he was in the late game.
And I mean, he had a really good performance on the Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa just been popping up a little bit more often.
Yeah.
As she's pretty good against a lot of the meta picks, and really glad that we get to see Aatrox again today.
Yeah.
The Nuft?
The Nuft.
Yeah.
The Nuft Aatrox.
Right.
Doesn't revive, by the way.
Doesn't revive, just heals for more, and revive never mattered anyway.
Actually, I have a feeling that if in that game the revive mechanic was still there, the game wouldn't have changed.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It almost never would have, you know? Now, let's take a look at the standings, though, because some things have changed.
They have.
Okay, some losses and wins have been changed.
And now everyone on this side, barring DAMWON Gaming, is at 9 wins.
Ooh, Griffin!
Yeah, Griffin
On
and
the
King
east
Zone.
side.
Have they ever been on the east side? Like, ever?
Oh, man.
I mean, ever since they came into the LCK, I'm pretty sure that they've always been a west side team.
They're getting a
Whoa.
That's really, yeah, that's
This
scary.
is some topsy-turvy times we're living in.
That's definitely weird.
Well, they're also only 2 wins away
Yeah, and you know
from the next team, right?
Speaking about Griffin,
Yeah.
they're going to be playing tomorrow night.
Exactly, with Sandbox Gaming. That is, of course, going to be brought to you by the wonderful Brendan Valdez, and LS.
Brendan Valdez?
Yeah, because his nickname's Valdez and his last
I see what
name's
you did
Valdez.
there. And
Yeah.
KT Rolster and Hanwha. This is actually the most crucial match, and what better match number than 69 for this one?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This decides
I completely
who
agree.
goes down there.
I'm pretty sure the
with Junior.
numbers are relevant, but the match is extremely important because it's
Yeah.
not likely that they pick up wins against the other teams here in the LCK. However, the head-to-head between those two squads is paramount. That is going to be coming at you tomorrow. I'm going to be watching alongside you in Twitch chat, guys. But for today, for day number 1, that will be that. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.